The biggest problem remains in China is the debt story. The debt continues to grow. There's a lot of sort of financial engineering, re-engineering of debts, trying to hide debts, pushing money around the system. So largely, you can still get, seemingly good numbers coming out, but the ultimate health of the patient still remains poor.
Okay. End result there, we're talking about what we've been fearing for a number of years now, a big one-off deval of the RMB next year.
I personally don't think that's going to happen. But then again, I didn't think Trump would win, so it's like what I know. I think that time has simply passed. I think that it would be too difficult to do it now. And also, what's a big deval? Is it 5%? Is it 10%? You know, for all the weakness in the currency, this is far from a currency crisis. It's fallen 10% from August of last year when they did that first reval. You know, the yen did that in about 6 weeks. The sterling did it in about, 6 hours. You know, so in that sense, the moves you've seen so far aren't crisis levels. And I think, let's say you go 3%, 5%, is it 10%, is it 20%? What is a big reval? I just don't see that coming.
You don't see that happening. So they're not
continued
going to
weakness, yes, but I don't see a major reval from the PBOC.
Okay, so we don't have to worry too much about that. But I mean, where's the help going to come from? Currency keeps falling, the economy keeps slowing. Output numbers look great, but again, what you're worried about is rationing. What they're doing is they're borrowing future growth.
Yeah, but that's welcome to sort of government economics. That's been done by many countries in the past, and it's sort of there's ultimately still confidence in the Chinese economy or the Chinese government that they can sort of engineer growth. They've still got this sort of the carrot of reform out there. They can still control things well enough that you can jolly this story along for a substantial period of time. Yeah. China is not on the point of economic collapse, even with this the growing debt problems. And so I think it's not as if everyone's going to desert China. Clearly, the capital controls are working to some extent, and they can clamp down on that even further.